So reflection says, mass training is not the answer. Follow-up to training by district officials is patchy, to say the least. In some provinces where they have rural areas, district officials number 60, the number of cars for district officials to go out is 20. The maths is not there, they can't do their job. Principals need to feel central and powerful in their school and respected. That doesn't mean all empowering, but reflection has shown that when the principal actually is in charge and is able to talk with respect to others around him, then that school works. We know that reflection has shown us that a key lever for school improvement is the principal. Why is he paid more money? Because he's got more to do, or more accountability. Therefore, he is the lever. Principals need support, especially faced with disruptive SGB and other points of contention. For instance, conflicting demands of school and districts. And the SGBs are there. So a possible solution, and I'm putting it as a possible one because through Bridge this is being tested. Communities of practice are opportunity for dialogue around instructional leadership leading to better learning performance. Through dialogue, understanding, respect and empowerment can be developed. Two of the COPs have been set up by Bridge in Ekaneri North and at Gauteng East, one with 7 principals and one with 10. A COP is not a massive number, by the way. Community of practice is not 500 principals. I think the right type of grouping number is between 10 and 15 to get that dialogue going. More than that, and people sit quietly. The district is not allowed access except by invitation. And deputy and heads of department cannot be substitutes. So that's the possible solution that we're testing out with Bridge. So let's talk about what the structure is. It's a voluntary group that is guided by a process facilitator. The facilitator comes in and just leads the discussion in the sense of being there to guide some of the ideas coming up. The COP should be from the same geographic area, same type of school, same economic challenges. They've got something in common to discuss. But they need to think about what action they have to do, and that's against the whole school improvement and the whole school evaluation framework. Basically because that's what compliance with the district is asking for. What's your whole school improvement plan and how are you going to be assessed against the 9 areas of whole school evaluation? So that can start the discussion. But where one actually goes in a circle, which is the Bridge model for principals COPs, is up to the principals. So for instance, you can see community of practice in the middle, principles around it, whole school improvement plan, and then whole school evaluation. With the learner achievement highlighted, because we do recognize, everybody does, the importance of that. This whole picture is influenced by policy, which is seen in the corner, values, the ethos of the school, and the context in which they operate. But with this as a guiding document, it allows the principals to start the debate about how do we get to learner achievement and improve learner achievement, maybe some of the 9 areas of assessment, without defining them to the finest level, can give us an idea. And this is the Bridge model that's being tested. The Bridge outcomes are the creation of common purpose, peer support and trust, the maximizing of resources, the spread of effective practice, the integration of policy and practice, and the impact on the whole system. Nice words, hey? Are they working? Are we getting there? Well, let's see what we've got. In the COP so far, and especially the one, trust, common purpose, confidence and respect are foundational, and it has built over the first few sessions between principals who know each other. Everybody in the 2 COPs I've worked with talk now much more openly than they ever did before. They're actually talking about things inside them, inside what's bugging them, what's making them feel that they can't actually operate. The complaints that they all started with are now being replaced by ideas. In other words, they've moved from blame to actual action. Some of the COPs have shared resources, and I think that's nice. You know, booklets have been passed between schools, SGB training kits have been passed between schools, and we begin to see action plans for better schooling, the better classroom delivery emerge. Working with the district and the system as a whole is seen in these, because in my last COP, they invited the district in. It was great, the last COP meeting. They came, they said, can the district come in? We now want to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that they actually have done. They actually started a sub-COP, which I thought was quite interesting. 3 of the schools got the maths teachers from grades 4, 5 and 6 to come together with me and to talk about their common problems with fractions. And what we've done so far is start to look at the problems of language and of fractions, and how you actually teach fractions, and what are the things that they're getting from foundation phase. So they wrote down a whole list of words that they've actually got to teach at grade 4, and you'd be frightened. You know, numerator, denominator. There's a grade 4 kid. I'm now going to talk to you about the numerator, okay, and the denominator, okay. And we found that in order to teach one word, 6 sentences were needed on average. So that it's quite nice that this sub-COP from this other group of COP of principals, now got a COP of teachers, has actually come up. I think that's great. So this is actual impact. In this particular COP that I worked with, they actually said they wanted to speak to the GPLMS. Does everybody know what GPLMS is? Yeah. So the GPLMS was staff were asked to come to a school, and these principals gave them feedback about what they thought was wrong. They said, in my school, the pace is wrong for the type of kid I've got. And you're asking me to move my left leg on Monday, my right leg on Tuesday, and it's not working. Because by Wednesday, I don't have a leg to stand on. So please, can you do something different? What happened was the GPLMS changed some of the input for term 3 of this year because of that meeting. Yes! Fundraising activities were shared and replicated in the 6 schools, which I thought was really, really good. One principal said, how did you manage to raise that amount of money? Oh, blah, 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 blah. She went away, did something and raised 8,000. I was just facilitating, this was just coming out. They went to a district meeting, and instead of sitting in groups, because this is a mixed race group, by the way, they sat together and they all started to speak with one voice. And then we had the sharing of resources, which I just spoke about. The district was invited by the principals and a dialogue ensued. And this was about, dear district, have you actually measured how long it takes to teach the new CAPS curriculum against the number of times you assess, against the number of times you ask us to do ANA examples, against the number of times it takes us to do the term test? Have you actually looked at it? District reply, not quite, let's do it together. Nice thing to actually raise. The ANA results were shared, and they've asked for next year in this particular COP, could the grade 8s of the primary school be tested on basic primary school stuff, grade 8s of the secondary school be tested on primary school maths? And if so, when the results are marked, could they have the feedback? Then they'll know where their gaps are. That's brave, hey?